For more on the legality of the Justice Department's criminal probe into Fed Chair Jerome Powell, let's bring in our contributor on all things legality, James Sample. So, James, what do you think? Is this investigation into Powell and the renovation project even legal?
Well, it's certainly legal, Kira, for them to carry on an investigation, but I would use the exact same word that Elizabeth used in her report, which is to say that both the existence of an investigation and Chairman Powell's response are, as in her words, astonishing. You know, if you think about Jerome Powell, you're talking about one of the most centrist, even stoic, measured individuals in all of Washington, one of the least partisan individuals in a very partisan place. And when he pulls the alarm the way he did in that video statement, it's because there is a fire that is less about him than it is about the independence of an agency and a central bank that is so important that even in the context of the Supreme Court considering whether or not other agencies should maintain their independence from the president, the court members, even those members who are clearly leaning towards striking down independent agencies, have strained themselves to differentiate the Fed, saying that Fed independence is just that important. This is really not just about Federal Reserve independence, though, Kira. It's about the Department of Justice's independence, too. And we have seen that the president, when he tries to engage in retribution, as you said, retribution at the Reserve, that has not so far been a very successful effort in terms of results, but it has created a lot of inconvenience for a lot of individuals.
So presidents can only remove Fed officials for cause. Is what the administration is saying enough of a cause?
Well, historically, for cause removal has meant gross malfeasance. Now, that has not been tested, particularly with the Federal Reserve. And it's worth noting that in just 9 days, Kira, the Supreme Court will be considering the president's attempt to remove another member of the Federal Reserve, Lisa Cook. So we may get guidance as early as this spring in terms of what for cause removal means with respect to the Federal Reserve. But it's certainly within the prerogative of the Department of Justice to open an investigation, but for all of the lack of checks and balances that we've seen in the recent year, this is an area where Congress has a significant role to play, both because Congress has oversight responsibility for the Department of Justice, and critically, as you saw in the comments from Senator Tillis and Senator Lisa Murkowski, Congress can choose not to confirm President Trump's nominees when there are vacancies on the Federal Reserve. That is a significant bit of leverage that Congress has here.
James Sample, appreciate you. Hundreds of protesters dead, thousands